There's a phrase that's changing how men approach dating. You've probably heard it. If she wanted to, she would. 5 words. But they're dismantling decades of dating advice built around pursuit, persistence, and proving yourself. And men are finally getting it. They're stopping the chase. They're watching for choosing signals instead. And it's completely changing who wins and who loses in modern dating. So what are choosing signals, and why do they matter more than anything you do to pursue her? Let me explain. Because once you understand this, you'll never waste time on the wrong woman again. Comment if you've ever chased someone who wasn't giving you choosing signals. I want to see how many of you learned this lesson the hard way. And subscribe, because this might be the most important dating concept you'll hear all year. Let's get into it. What choosing signals actually are. Choosing signals are the things women do when they've decided they want you. Not the things they do when they're evaluating you. Not the things they do when they're keeping you as an option. The things they do when they've chosen you. And here's what's critical. Choosing signals are active, not passive. They're things she initiates. Things she does without you having to ask or hint or pursue. She texts you first. She makes plans. She clears her schedule to see you. She introduces you to her people. She talks about future plans that include you. She makes it easy for you to be with her. Those are choosing signals, and they're completely different from interest signals. Interest signals are, she responds when you text. She says yes when you ask her out. She laughs at your jokes. She seems to enjoy your company. But interest isn't choosing. Interest is just, I like talking to you enough to keep doing it. Choosing is, I want you specifically, and I'm making that clear through my actions. And in 2026, men have learned to tell the difference. Why pursuit doesn't work anymore. For decades, men were told that pursuit works, that persistence pays off, that if you just keep trying, keep proving yourself, keep showing up, eventually she'll see your value and choose you. But here's what actually happens. You pursue. You plan all the dates, you initiate all the texts, you do all the work, and she goes along with it because it's comfortable, because it's flattering, because why not? But she never actually chooses you. She just accepts your pursuit without reciprocating. And months later, when you finally get tired and pull back, she doesn't chase. She doesn't fight for you. She just moves on. Because she was never invested, she was just along for the ride. According to relationship research, relationships where one partner pursues significantly more than the other show dramatically lower satisfaction rates and higher failure rates. So pursuit doesn't create attraction. It creates imbalance. And imbalanced relationships fail. That's why choosing signals matter. Because if she's not choosing you, if she's not actively pursuing you back, you're building on sand. What choosing looks like versus what interest looks like. Let me give you concrete examples, because this is where most men get confused. Interest. She responds to your texts within a few hours. Choosing. She texts you first regularly without waiting for you to initiate. Interest. She agrees to dates you plan. Choosing. She suggests dates. She says, we should do this thing I think you'd like. Interest. She seems to have a good time when you're together. Choosing. She makes time for you even when she's busy. She cancels other plans to see you. Interest. She talks to you about her life. Choosing. She includes you in her life, introduces you to friends, invites you to things that matter to her. Interest. She says she likes you. Choosing. She shows she likes you through consistent action without prompting. See the difference? Interest is passive. Choosing is active. And men are learning that passive interest isn't enough, because passive interest can disappear the moment someone more interesting comes along. But choosing is investment, and investment doesn't disappear easily. Why men are walking away from interest without choosing. Here's what's happening in 2026. Men are getting smarter. They're recognizing interest without choosing, and they're walking away from it. A woman responds to his texts but never initiates. He stops texting. A woman says yes to dates but never suggests them. He stops planning. A woman seems to enjoy his company but never makes effort. He stops making effort because men learned that you can't create choosing through pursuit. Either she chooses you or she doesn't. And if she doesn't, no amount of effort on your part will change that. So instead of chasing women who show interest but don't choose, men are looking for women who choose them from the start. And those women exist, women who text first, who make plans, who show through their actions that they want you. Those are the women worth investing in, not the women you have to convince. According to data on relationship formation, relationships where both partners demonstrate early reciprocal interest and initiative have significantly higher success rates. So men aren't giving up on dating. They're just giving up on women who make them do all the work. The if she wanted to, she would principle. This is the core of the whole concept. If she wanted to, she would. If she wanted to text you, she would text you. You wouldn't have to wait 3 days wondering. If she wanted to see you, she would make time. You wouldn't have to beg for her schedule to open up. If she wanted to be with you, she would make it clear. You wouldn't have to decode mixed signals. And this principle is liberating for men because it removes all the ambiguity, all the game playing, all the wondering if you should try harder or give up. The answer is simple. If she's not showing choosing signals, she's not choosing you. And if she's not choosing you, move on. Not out of bitterness, not out of anger, just out of self-respect and efficiency. Why waste time on someone who's lukewarm when you could find someone who's enthusiastic? How this changes your dating strategy. So what does this mean practically? How do you actually use this? Simple. Stop pursuing women who don't pursue you back. Stop doing all the work. Stop being the only one who initiates. Instead, initiate once, maybe twice. Show your interest clearly. Make it easy for her to reciprocate, and then watch what she does. Does she reciprocate? Does she initiate? Does she show choosing signals? If yes, great. Invest, build, reciprocate her choosing with your own. If no, if she just passively accepts your pursuit without pursuing back, walk away. Politely, but definitively. Don't stick around hoping she'll eventually choose you. Don't try to earn her choosing through more effort. Just move on to someone who chooses you without needing to be convinced. According to relationship experts, this approach, focusing on reciprocal interest rather than one-sided pursuit, leads to healthier relationship formation and higher long-term satisfaction. So the strategy is show interest, watch for choosing signals, invest only where they're reciprocated. The women who don't choose you aren't wrong, and you're not wrong for walking away. Here's what men need to understand. If a woman doesn't choose you, that's not a judgment of your value. It's just incompatibility. She's not wrong for not choosing you. Maybe she's not ready. Maybe she's interested in someone else. Maybe the chemistry isn't there for her. That's fine. And you're not wrong for walking away when she doesn't choose you. You're not bitter. You're not giving up too easily. You're just being realistic. Because here's the truth. The right woman will choose you, clearly, early, enthusiastically. You won't have to convince her. You won't have to pursue her endlessly. You won't have to decode whether she's interested. She'll show you, through her actions, through choosing signals that are impossible to miss. And when you find that woman, that's when you invest everything. Not before. So stop chasing women who aren't chasing you back. Stop interpreting passive interest as choosing. Stop hoping that more pursuit will create attraction. Just watch for choosing signals and invest only where they're present. In 2026, that's what separates men who succeed in dating from men who stay stuck. The ability to recognize choosing signals and walk away from everything else. If she wanted to, she would. And if she's not, you should move on. Have you ever walked away from interest that wasn't choosing? Drop your story in the comments, and if this changed how you evaluate women's interest, subscribe. More game-changing insights coming. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.